Greetings! The support everyone has shown over the last weeks have been simply amazing. I've received a lot of great ideas for testing, and I managed to push through the milestone of getting 100 subs, so I finally have access to a shorter custom URL. A quick trip to youtube.com/Verui42 and you're going to hit it. Because I use Verui42 on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and recently Mixer as well, it just helps keep it consistent. This time, I'll be showcasing a setup suggested by Smug Artificial Intelligence. And this is to place the blades inside the walls. You'll have a 2-wide corridor and the blades on the sides. This means the blade traps themselves are not blocking movement. It should help to prevent the zombies actually attacking them, but it comes at a price. As you can see, with a narrow corridor, the traps on the sides, you're actually losing a lot of potential effective space for the blades to hit the zombies. If you're just having a corridor, it's not a major issue, but if you're going to cover larger areas, it can quickly become troublesome. One way to mitigate it would be to have a wall with the blades and then have another corridor on the other side. At least that way you can maximize it a little bit and cover a little bit more of space. Here I placed 2 on the right and 1 on the left. The reason was that I actually wanted to showcase what would happen with dogs and wolves and crawlers on one side versus the other one. Unfortunately, it doesn't work very well. You'll see why, which is quite interesting. I didn't realize that this is something in the game. But if I spawn in, let me see a dog, it actually doesn't run straight through them. As you saw, it avoided the blades on the right side and went to the left side. And you might think, well, I'm sure that's simply a fluke. But no, it seems to happen very, very consistently. They'll avoid them and just run to the other side. At least it means that the blade traps are working, at least it's keeping them away. But it means that you probably want to have 2 heights everywhere. Now let me spawn a couple of other zombies. Let me do Darlene, Arlene, and Burnt One. And they should simply be walking up and they should be losing their heads. I also placed an electric fence post at the same trap level, and that will take care of them if they walk too far ahead. And that becomes a bit of an issue later on. So a big question is, what happens when you spawn in the cops, especially the exploding ones? Because the blade traps take damage as you are chopping down the zombies themselves. And let's see how much damage they took here. So it's taking, 50 here, not very much here, and very little here. But it's just a few zombies. This one took a little bit of damage, and this one took nothing. But when you have a big horde, obviously they're going to be taking a lot of damage. So let me spawn in a cop. See if I can get his attention without him actually puking on me. As you see, he walks into the trap, he takes some damage, continues walking. And is killed. Looks pretty good. Again, but that was a normal one. Let's see if we spawn in a feral one. Feral ones obviously will be running. They have more hit points, they do more damage. Wow. And they puke. So he'll walk in. The electric fence will help because it will keep him in place when the rest of the blade traps will make some mincemeat out of him. Pretty good. Looks pretty nice. So aim is pretty okay. Now what will happen, unfortunately though, is that you'll get a feral radiated, and those are a little bit harder. Because they have so much hit points, and they do heal themselves, they're a lot tougher to deal with. So let's see what happens here. Well, still looking pretty good. They are dealing damage to it, and the blade traps are still functioning. But as you see towards the end, even without the exploding animation happening, it blows up. And as you saw, the left one vanished. The right ones are still there, but they won't be taking much more damage. As you can see, it deals with cops pretty well. The blade traps do take a lot of damage. It's easily hundreds per cop, and if they explode, obviously it's going to be a lot more. Normal cops seem to be no major problem. Ferro also seem to be fine. Radiated ferro cops, not so much. It does look like if they're radiated, the blade traps are not able to deal enough damage to kill them before they explode. That will become a problem because the exploding cops will take out the blade traps without just damaging them. They'll take them out entirely. Having more electric fences might help, but you might need something else like potentially dart traps or a turret or just active defense. I hope you have found this video interesting enough to subscribe if you haven't already. And most of all, I'd love to hear some feedback on how you are using the traps. What builds are you making? How are you dealing with the different types of zombies? Are you able to deal with the radiated cops to prevent them from exploding and destroying everything? But that's it. Good luck, Survivor.